At general knowledge, and you've raised insight a couple of times, isn't that so? Yet, from a sort of open viewpoint, this thought of, when does, I have to hinder with a truly entertaining story that happened as of late. McDonald's in China, in the event that you request a McFlurry, they inquire as to whether you need an Nvidia keychain with it. It just sells for $20. Yet the issue is they simply made that accessible to under 10,000 clients. So their Nvidia keychain is now sold out. It's right now in the retail market and sells for many dollars. Elon remarked on this, and he said that he had no clue about that this was occurring and added, all things considered, I will have some, only for you to be aware, the main connection in the depiction. Click on it to purchase this Nvidia keychain. I couldn't say whether this is a coordinated effort. However, Nvidia in China has posted about this, and furthermore McDonald's in China posted about it. In any case, in the following 2 or 3 years, this item could try and sell for great many dollars. We don't get that many opportunities to purchase intriguing collectibles like this. In any case, track down the connection in the depiction and rush, since we have only 100 pieces left. PC-based knowledge truly began mirroring our thought process of as broad human insight, and as I'm not a specialist here, yet I comprehend it. There's still some discussion in the software engineering local area about regardless of whether general knowledge is really reachable. Along these lines, love your considerations on that. It relies upon the meaning of general insight, its appropriate meaning, since it's so difficult to characterize, correct? No one knows how to characterize general knowledge in some significant, logical way. There's no logical particular of general insight. Thus, in light of that, it's probably going to be a seriously lengthy time span away. In any case, some have utilized an alternate approach to determining it, which is, how do you have at least some idea when a PC can do numerous things? Numerous things, not everything, but rather numerous things that people can do. Also, one of the valuable things that people do is step through exams. In this way, you could, very well maybe the SAT test and the GRE test, and, the legal defense test, and, etc. Thus, assuming you arrange the world's all tests and you say that you might want to make a PC that is ridiculously great at accomplishing those tests, better than, most people, I would agree that if you would determine the tests, we could go make a PC that finishes those assessments really, unquestionably inside the following 5 to a decade. Thus, throughout the span of the following 5 years, my sense is that you will get PCs that pass, human proficiency tests and mental tests, actually. Also, presently the inquiry is that valuable? We imagine that it's helpful on the grounds that we put, our own kin to those tests, thus it should be a decent proportion of some capacity. Is that overall insight? I don't think it is. However, the capacity to finish assessments is useful. Anyway, which part is it missing in the event that it's not full? All things considered, that is the part between finishing assessments and general insight is the void in science that we don't have the foggiest idea how to determine, which is us. Yet, sometime before, well before computer-based intelligence becomes us, sometime before that, it will be exceptionally helpful in addressing numerous things. We'll utilize it clearly, we'll utilize it to assist us with doing a ton of unremarkable things and enhance things that we do, things that we view as helpful. That's what's more, my sense it is. As past modern transformations, this modern upset will drive efficiency acquires, such that the world will never see again. What's more, it's going to, being this time is going. Assuming that you ponder the last modern of Hevel, you need to initially begin with materials in addition to energy rises to new item. That material could be the structure, correct? Concrete. Material could be throughways, concrete. It very well may be steel, etc. Be that as it may, it requires materials. This modern transformation requires no materials, just energy. Also, what emerges from it, what goes into it, is imperceptible. What emerges from it is undetectable. Yet this modern upset, since it requires no materials, can drive efficiency extension such that no modern transformation in the past has. As it's possible, if all things in the event that all things, figure out, that we will have bigger ventures. Is it conceivable that the world gets to $200 trillion of industry sooner? Indeed, no difference either way. Is it conceivable that we become much more useful sooner? Indeed, no offered the. What's more, you can return in history and check over the long run out. Clearly, the world's ventures, the world's gross domestic product, is the biggest it's at any point been. Furthermore, the justification for that is on the grounds that we're more useful than ever, and this is on the grounds that we likewise have a bigger number of thoughts than we've at any point had. Inasmuch as the world has thoughts, in the event that we were more useful, we will have expanded profit to fuel, to subsidize those thoughts, which drives up the size of the enterprises. As I'm a central devotee to the advantages of efficiency, I'm a central devotee that squandering is terrible. Squandering materials is terrible, fooling around is awful, squandering costs. It is terrible to squander energy. Squandering is awful. I'm in a general sense against squandering, and I'm essentially in the camp of more prominent efficiency is great, and it drives human advancement. Thus, in the event that that is the situation, I accept that the world's businesses will be bigger, they'll be more useful, and these thoughts will fuel that. It'll make occupations, notwithstanding, the positions will clearly change. Better believe it, a ton of occupations will be unique. At the present time, right now, we're making an entire pack of new positions that never existed until huge language models went along. Yeah, there's an entirety. There's an entire field of designing called simulated intelligence operations, artificial intelligence tasks, very much like production network tasks. We currently have simulated intelligence tasks. We have information engineers. The possibility that we have information researchers, that is decently, There are 10 million information researchers on the planet. So you all know, nearly 10 million information researchers is one of the most famous areas of schooling now, and information science didn't actually exist a long time back. Thus, information researchers is lively. This entire thought called brief designing correct. On the off chance that you had, in the event that you were informed that your future communication isn't with an imbecilic PC, however with a savvy PC, what might be the expertise that you could create? Seeking clarification on some things, which is in a general sense how you and I make ends meet, clarifying some pressing issues. Would you, have you thought about this and that? Isn't that so? As you're investigating the universe through provoking, that is generally my work, it's on a very basic level your work. Thus, posing inquiries of keen creatures, which is how we make ends meet and what we're encircled by, has all the earmarks of being, gives off an impression of being a reasonably satisfying position. Thus, I think later on you will have significantly more breach specialists, much more individuals who are great at provoking PCs, not programming PCs, coincidentally. That recommends that perhaps by another wizardry we've accomplished some type of general insight when you have people teaching themselves to pose astute inquiries of this other being. That is the PC. Along these lines, right, sort of fascinating. Just let me change gears a tad. And I began addressing this before. However, your organization creates an item that isn't just popular, yet that is likewise setting off a great deal of interest, especially in the U.S. from government specialists. Some portion of a more extensive area is producing a wide range of conversation about what the right degree of guideline ought to be. In this way, we should talk a tad about how do you see that guideline developing. I realize that in April, the Branch of Country Security made their new Simulated Intelligence Wellbeing and Security Board, and you're one of the 22 specialists that is on that. All in all, how would you see that developing both at a public level? However, at that point, more explicitly the effect on when and where you can sell what you use or what chips.